G'day and welcome to the Hunting Connection podcast. My name is Zach Williams and I am your host. Here we'll connect you with hunters, fishers and outdoor enthusiasts from around the globe. This podcast will share hunting and fishing stories including past experiences and tackle the tough hunting stereotypes our community faces. We hope to be a positive influence to those outside the community while also having a laugh along the way. Hope you enjoy the podcast. G'day and welcome to another episode of Hunting Connection podcast. On this episode, I am joined by the legendary Haydog. How you going, mate?
Incredibly moist.
That's great to hear. You're the first in-person guest in the shed. So since I've moved, it's all been over the internet ones. So
Honourable guest for the first step. But we'll make this a studio.
Eventually, it's got a long way to go, but overall, it will be good little setup.
Quite a sizable upgrade compared to the old one. So
that is. It's just filled with more shit at the moment.
Yeah, but at least it's like it's deer heads everywhere and cool shit everywhere.
There is. Speaking of deer heads, we'll get into it a bit later. But you got a beauty sitting on the table in front of us, which I can't wait to hear the full story about that. But you've had quite an adventure since last time you were on.
Well, it's been the best part of probably 3 years. I think it's 23.
No, you joined us on last year's episode in New South Wales in the shed.
Oh, yeah, keyless.
When you came to save me.
Oh, yeah, the big 4G that we had. But my first step, the one-on-one with you, that would have been at least 23, if not 22.
That was real early on. So, it's good to have you back on in person, and I'm sure in 2 weeks' time in Sambar camp, we'll get one or two done around the campfire, which is always good fun.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to talk shit when I want to get a nice big stag, so.
I can't wait. I'm stoked. I hope you do. I'm good with meat, but...
You're good with meat?
Yep.
Well, we already knew that.
And caramello koalas.
Kamala.
But yeah, you've had a hell of a year since Sambar camp last year, Red camp last year at Cody's place.
Well, what I've done since then, I've done 5 trips to his place. A few of them have just been for more recreation and holiday, but yeah, went pretty hard at Easter time this year trying to get me a red, but just didn't happen. They just weren't around until about 2-3 days after I'd left. Like a cold snap really happened. Everything started getting frosty. And then as I'm driving away, he's sending me pictures going, I think you left a day early. I think you left 2 days early, as they're just all finally starting to pop their heads up. And it's like, ugh.
Yeah, you become family up there to his kids. Your Uncle Haydog.
That's me. And yeah, my dog's a minimum requirement to go with me. Got to take that dog. But yeah, they put me up and put up with me, and yeah, a lot of hunting, a lot of steps, a lot of fucking around.
A lot of kilometres up there.
But no, I kind of know the property like the back of my hand now, so that's a good plus. Like even just doing some of the walks to put up trail cameras and kind of find where all the little game trails are and whatnot. So
and save trail cameras.
That's a story and a half. We bloody dropped the SD card when we were checking it on the first day. And, yeah, micro SD card just falls straight into a blackberry bush. And, yeah, he looked like he was ready to just box on, like punch anyone that was standing there. So I was cracking jokes, of course, because, what else do you do in a shit situation? So burnt back to the house because he's like, fuck it, we've got lawn mowing to do and whatnot around the cottage. So he started doing that, and I commandeered the buggy, and I'm like, yep, threw my headphones in, take a pair of scissors and some other tools down there with me, and I'm like, I'm going to find it. He's like, you fucking not. Less than 15 minutes later, I'm standing in the driveway with the SD card, so he's pretty smug at that.
Yeah, you couldn't find my keys on the opposite face.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of space, and don't worry, we've gone up there for a walk every now and then just to see if they rear their ugly head, but nah. To be fair, though, we have found casties every time we've gone up that area.
Oh, beautiful. I wonder if you got any casties from my big fella.
Oh, they've always been fallow. I'm yet to find a red castie on that property, but I think I found probably half a dozen fallow ones now, but they're always tiny.
Yeah, that was the fun thing about that property is like as soon as we pulled up there was fallow croaking behind us, and then we heard the red roar on the hill and we're like, nah, fuck the fallow, going straight up that hill.
Well, there's still a decent size mob of reds getting around there. Would have seen probably 35 or 40 of them on one of the mornings had gone out there because there was still a big one hanging around with him. And, if we could have had a chance to drop him off, then would have taken that. But no, I ended up seeing a young 5x5, but it's kind of playing little devil's advocate in my brain going like, do we shoot him? He's pretty small. He's a bit undersized. He's not mature. Or, go full send and go, I've got a red. And I'm like, nah, we'll leave that alone. But to be fair, he was starting to get a bit spicy because there was shooting happening over the next ridge. And, they were getting a bit flighty and they were just moving out to a further distance. And then it was like just let him be, let him grow, leave him alone. But then on the flip side of that, it's like, what's the chance of him just getting spotlit?
Yeah, that's the thing out there is you got surrounding farms that just shoot anything on their crops, which is understandable. They're trying to make a living out there, and the deer do push through and wreck fences and eat crops and stuff.
Well, it's funny that they always shoot stags when they're doing that though, because it's like if you got pregnant hinds running around everywhere and they're constantly reproducing versus a stag, there's always going to be another stag that moves in. But if you got mobs of hinds hanging around, might be worth taking a few of them if the numbers are too crazy, but you never find someone that does that with a spotlight. They're always going to shoot at antlers. Yeah,
that's something I've always said when we're spotlighting on properties is you can shoot any deer under the spotlight unless it has antlers.
Oh, look, if it's clear as day, wonky donkey cull head thing, then, maybe take that out of the gene pool because it would work well with society doing that too, but,
Yeah, but that, those wonky donkeys, rejects like me like to shoot, You look at my Snake Island head and a few heads in here and there's not a typical head in here.
There's a pretty fancy looking bloody rooster there.
Yeah, and then mine.
Your keyring is a fucking longer spike than either side of that.
Yeah.
That's saying something. You have to put up a picture of the comparison.
Keyring next to it.
Those playing at home that don't know.
Yeah, so I've spoke about it after I took that rooster. It's a 3-inch 4-point. But yeah, I sent a message to a bunch of mates when I shot him. I'm like, I've shot a rooster. It starts with a 3, and they're like, "What? Amazing, so good." I'm like, "Yeah, it also ends there too."
Yeah, shooting rooster with the 3s. It's a good place to be.
Yeah, I know. Very jealous in all the best ways possible.
Of which one? The first one or the second one?
That and the spotted one that you got as well.
Yeah, look, this last year and a bit of hunting has done me pretty well, especially with a shaky start this year doing my back, thinking I was going to be hanging up the boots for this year, but...
Was that start of this year or end of last year?
Start of this year. So, yeah, Australia Day weekend, come off the biscuit, and my disc in my back finally decided to leave the group chat, and, yeah, I spastic my way to the Royal Adelaide Hospital and... Yeah, wigged out there for a day on a whole bunch of drugs and...
Spasticed your way there, you sure did. The amount of spastic messages we got in those group chats from you.
Well, I had to drive back from the river first off,
and
so
then
that
didn't
was...
hear anything from you for like 3 days.
That was pretty exciting, but I'm kind of glad that the Chilux has got auto steer and braking and everything because I could barely touch the pedals, but made it to home, couldn't get out of the car. Meat wagon got me out of the car, gave me a whistle, ketamine, fentanyl, morphine... And, yeah, got to the emergency department and the fucking ceiling was melting. So that was pretty interesting.
Much like the messages that you were sending. You're like, I think I've broken my back, and then that's it. And we didn't hear from you for 3 days. There was a bunch of us like, hey, have you spoken to Haydog? And they're like, no, we got a bunch of weird messages from him, and then it's been dark for 3 days. And then we're like, everyone's ringing everyone like, hey, can you find out more about Haydog, if he's alive, if he's
pretty much, I was that drugged that it was just like in and out of consciousness for the whole time I was in hospital. It was just like awake, asleep. But then there was one time that I remember coming to like abruptly because I was sticking me in one of the CAT scan machines. And I knew that I had my chain on, and it was like enough that I'd answered the name, date of birth, all those questions half past the fuck out. And then as the bed starts to move in, I've ripped my shirt up, and I'm like, I'm wearing a chain, and fucking like shut it down, rolled me back out of it, took that out, asked me if I had any other piercings or jewelry just to make sure. But yeah, they full kerfuffled that one. But my subconscious knew what was going on, so kept me from losing my head.
Yeah, that was an interesting start to the year, but yeah, when last year did you go out chasing Chiddle and Hoggies?
That was in February last year.
So it was just before we went.
Yeah, we'd discussed that in Keyless Camp.
Yeah. Look, man, when
a lot of shit's happened.
A lot of time's gone past. So yeah, you shot your beautiful Chiddle last year. You passed up a few amazing Hoggies too.
Yeah, they're all just a touch small, which, some people would be like, oh, that's a bit hellish of a thing to say when, we're talking about 12-inch, 11-inch hog deer, but these are on private land and you are paying a price for them. So when you got a dollar sign behind a trigger pull, you can kind of be a bit selective, and knowing what is on the property too, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot if you take something really small at the start, because there's plenty of bigger things. Like we did see a behemoth of a thing. I'd want to say that's about 16-inch, biggest hog deer I've ever seen, but he just stuck his head out of the maize crop, looked at us for a brief second, honked, turned, piss bolted, and it was probably one of the wildest experiences ever hunting them, because you can just run at them. Like if they got their head down feeding, you just kind of bend over slightly, charge at them like you're a kangaroo. They don't care. Stick the head up, but yeah, consistently getting within about 20 metres of them. So that was pretty cool. Just a different hunting experience, but I suppose Rooster in a way been the same, because we were like at the edges of suburbia when we were finding deer, or like you're going down the main street and there's casties on the side of the road. That's such a foreign thing.
That's cool. Yeah, you see all the photos from that whole region in New South where it's just giant rooster stags in people's backyards and side of the roads and.
Yeah, but there's quite a poaching culture over there, and there's a lot of spotlights. Like it doesn't take much to stand on the balcony at night and you're just seeing lights off in the distance flinging around violently.
Yeah, wow. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, pretty much. If there's deer somewhere, someone's going to go chase them down. But we weren't about that for my trip. We were on some small allotments and like private access blocks that we could hunt. It's so foreign with how close to houses that deer can be. Like the first block we'd gone on to is about 120 acres, and walking in the first morning, we've gone in behind a shed which is right next to a house, and they're just bedded down all in the like thick bushes, all around the back of this house, 30 metres from the house. There's like 50 deer just kicking about. It's just absurd. Yeah. Same as vehicles. Like vehicles go past, they're not phasing the slightest. Kangaroos not phasing the slightest. Whereas other species, it's like you have a car going past within a kilometre. It's like everything for the next 5 kilometres is gone.
Yeah, it's funny hunting deer in those scenarios. Like my now main fallow block just up the road from me is all houses around it. It's 80 acres. And, I get photos from the owner of the deer feeding in their garden and everything. So it's like, I've been out there, they get a whiff of you and they know to go. And it's like, how do they know the difference between, just the human scent from the house that's drifting around and they're not too fazed by that when you're actually out there hunting and then they catch a whiff of you and they're gone.
Oh, it's probably because property owners don't carry their car keys with them. They stay in the vehicle where they belong.
The hook's inside, yeah.
Yep. Did you see the bloody fallow that they'd found going for a surf here in Adelaide a few weeks back? Probably about 2 months back now, but yeah, that did the rounds.
Down Selix or something down that way.
Yeah, it's bloody wild, and people going on about that and the amount of deer that are up in the SA water reservoirs and all sorts, and talking about conservation purposes with that, but still don't want to allow us crown the land to hunt on.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous, and you see that with the rooster out in Sydney as well. They're constantly on the beaches down there, and you see them like videos of big stags swimming in the ocean, which is crazy.
It'd make for some good recording if they had like a solid surf there or something, being able to get a random stag in the back of a surfing video. That'd be pretty wild. Maybe we need to capture one.
Do you need a hunting license or a fishing license then, though?
Shoot it with a spear gun, and I think it'd be in far enough grey area that you'd be all right.
I went diving today. Got a 30-inch rooster.
Look, to be fair, if I'm going diving for a rooster, it's got to be bigger than what I've already shot. So,
no, I think any rooster would be pretty.
Pump those rookie numbers up.
Yeah, some people get all the luck, eh?
I don't think it's luck.
No, it's a lot of hard work.
It's a lot of hard work, networking, reloading, knowing my shit, knowing my setup. And yeah, well, a good part of it's being kissed on the dick. So yeah, a bit of good luck. So yeah, I will pay that. And
letting lots of younger stuff go. Like the messages we were getting while you were in rooster camp, you're just like, oh, let this stag go, this go. Passed up this one. We've seen this one. We're holding off for this one.
Well, on the very first morning going in, when we'd found all those deer that were bedded right at the entry, there was one in there that's probably 24, maybe 25 inch. And it was like, oh, could have easily shot him. It's like, well, we weren't there for something that small. But then I'm thinking, first deer wouldn't be a bad one. So left him alone. Then within 10 minutes of that, we'd found one that would have been around the 30-inch mark. Probably could have shot him, but it was like, it almost felt too easy. So it was like it wasn't the perfect shot opportunity. We'll leave him alone. We'll go find something else. So we knew that there was stags in that area, left them alone, went to get back in some of the thick timber on another property nearby. And then that's when we started hearing just lots of roaring, lots of action, shit tons of movement, and they're just everywhere. But really could get selective because we were getting within 30, 40 metres of all these deer, getting heaps of videos, and then could kind of just sit there, look at them, go, nah, bit small, nah, that one's a cull head, leave that one alone. But then just being able to kind of pin drop where all these different animals were, we knew where we could hunt in the next 3 days. So it was just a lot of recon work on day one. But then day two, yeah, we'd gone back in the same spot, and probably only a few metres from where we'd first seen them is where I was standing when I shot, and then shot my banana antler. So, yeah, on his right side, he's got a nice swept hook on his outer, about solid 29-inch. And, yeah, amazing. I was pretty worried about shooting them because the amount of people that have told me that rooster, you got to put 3 or 4 shots in them. They're hard to recover. They're hard to get blood trails on. They always run. And then, yeah, just a perfect pole axe. He bowled over where he was standing. There was no running. There was no looking for him. It was, he's there. He's gone. Stag down.
That's awesome. John was filming the whole lot? Or?
Yeah, film the whole thing from getting there, shooting. My back was wigging out something crook because behind the tripod it was just a couple inches too short for me to stand up. So I was just ever so slightly crouched my back and it was pinching something and just making my leg just fucking bounce. So I'm just sitting there like with my right leg just bouncing, full wigging out, trying to hold the rifle steady. It's just making the whole rifle bounce. I'm like, fuck. So I'm trying to breathe, trying to like move my feet, but I'm standing right at the edge of a cliff drop for my left leg. So I'm like, I can't go any further to like lower myself. So I'm kind of stuck here. I just got to like get my body to stop doing what it's doing. And then as soon as I had a holdover of a figure 8 on his center mass where I wasn't wigging out, I'm just like, send it, watched him fall through the scope and knew like, yeah, cool. I can stand up straight and let my back just, yeah, release the pressure. But it took a solid minute of my leg just bouncing before it stopped.
And then the hands started shaking as you're walking up on.
No, it wasn't too bad. I was like, I thought I knew where he'd actually fallen, and so did John. So we're looking in a certain spot, and we're like, where the fuck's this deer? It's like, maybe he did run and maybe he'd fallen off into the brush, jumped up and then bolted. But no, we're just about 10 metres in front of where he'd fallen behind a bush, and where he'd fallen, it was like, yep, he's well dead.
Gotta like those ones though. Like you walk up to the spot where you thought it was, and it happened to me with my tar. Is like we're like looking up here and we're like, all right, there's that rock, there's that little ridge, and then you walk up to it and you get there and you're like, shit, where's it gone? And you're looking down. And I've had the same thing with sambar as well. Like I've shot them, I've watched them run or I've watched them drop, and then by the time you get across to that little, like you go down the gully and across to the other side, you're like, oh shit. Hang on, where is it?
Yeah, you can be a good 40, 50 metres off where you think it is just because you've walked, you've crossed a fence through a river or whatnot. You've gone up past the tree that you thought it was, and it turns out that's not the tree. The tree's, 15, 20 metres to your right or your left, and then you just kind of get dumbfounded walking in circles trying to find it. And yeah, it's definitely deceptive, especially your shooting angle as well, because you can be like, oh, using this bush as a reference, but it's like only because you were looking from, maybe a higher point of elevation, but you get over there's no bush because that bush is actually in a completely different spot. It's just where you were seeing it from. So that was playing some tricks on us with the pigs we were shooting last week, because it was like, there should be a pig here, and there's not. What is going on? And then, you walk around for a while, it's like, oh, it should be over there actually, and then, you're nowhere near it. But it's where you can make up for it a bit, having a thermal monocular. That's been a game changer that I found the last few weeks, because as much as I did shoot that 29-inch banana antler on my second day, by my fourth day we were still chasing big stags, which I thought was wild. I thought that would be put on meat animals and just shoot a couple of hinds just to fill the freezer, but no, John was adamant. He's like, definitely bigger stags out there, we're going to go find something bigger. And we did. Shot him right on dark, and could not find a drop of blood. I had emu bob for like an hour trying to find it, and we're in the dark with head torches going like, yep, we're going to lose this, like it's not done. And then he called over to me just under an hour later, and he's like, yep, come over, we found him. Would not have found him without the thermal.
Yeah, wow.
He'd run probably 100 metres, gone in and under a tree, and then slid. And it was not in a spot where you'd even consider looking, and there wasn't a drop of blood even when he'd slid. It was after he'd got in under the bushes, slid down the hill a little bit, and then that's where the blood trail started. So if we'd found the blood trail, we would have been standing on top of the bloody animal. But, without that thermal, we were not finding him.
Insane.
So it's probably going to be on my list of things to purchase going forward. I know it's a bit of a controversial topic for some people, but I'm in the camp of, if you're using a thermal scope, that it's culling, it's killing, it's not hunting. But using a monocular for spotting game, finding blood trails, and chasing things you've shot, I think they're a pretty good tool in today's society for it.
100%. Like, we shot a couple foxes Saturday night, and gone around looking for them. That same thing, you're shooting under a spotlight, and you go to roughly where you think you are, and you're cruising around with the light, and you're like, I know we dropped this fox, but you just can't find them. Where if you had the thermal monocular, you'd be able to bring it up straight away.
Well, that's also where the scope's great, because if you've got them on a laser like a 204 or 22-50 and you're shooting a fox with it, it's also, if you're not exactly sure where it was and say it dies over a ridge, you can just quickly look at the playback footage on a phone or a tablet and go, oh, use a tree or something you can see in the background as a point of reference, and go and find it pretty easily from there. But it's real helpful with trying to cull numbers, especially with like pigs, because just watching them destroy Cody's property, having a thermal scope would be a bloody game changer for that. But for using them on deer, I think we've all come to the general consensus that would only be for culling. It's not a hunt, it's not a trophy. It's just for livestock management purposes, really.
I like the idea of using it to find deer once you've dropped them, especially in thicker stuff. Like where we go in Victoria, and you'll find out there's some thick gullies there, where it would be, you shoot something, it runs off, and that finding that heat trail could be the finding the deer or losing the deer.
Yeah, or, just finding where one of the boys has just had a quick slash, thinking that you found a blood trail on the thermal. That's definitely happened. I threw John off the trace something crook after shooting the second stag, because I'd pulled up and had a slash over by one of the bushes, and he's like using the thermal trying to find a blood trail, and he races over, he's just standing there just looking at a hot puddle of piss. So stitched him up a bit there, but it was worth it. It was a good laugh.
That's gold. How far was the first stag and the second stag?
First stag was like 130 metres, so point blank, and then the second one was 75 metres. But I wouldn't exactly say that was point blank, because the second property we were shooting on was effectively in the middle of suburbia. So we had people really close to us, and he would straight up tell me that my break 308 was off the cards, so I had to use 300 blackout. And I had a very small window where I could shoot between, because I had a backdrop versus not having a backdrop. So we had to wait for very specific conditions, because originally I'd seen him at 130 metres, wanting to shoot him there, can't shoot him there, got to let him come closer, finally right on dark he was about 70, 75 metres out, and then plugged him with the blackout, and got the work done from that.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was so good getting the photos, and you'd send a snap as like stag down, and then no photos to accompany it.
No, I was sending photos just of tips.
Yeah.
Just the tip.
Just antler teasing.
No, it was quite satisfying, because, a few people were skeptical when I was showing photos of like, oh, these are the trophy photos I'm getting sent of different deer that are getting taken in the area, and it's like, oh, there's no guarantee you're going to get it. And I'm like, well, I don't expect there's a guarantee I'm going to get it. It's just if there's deer in the area, it's a good chance we're going to get on one and manage to get on two. So
I was like,
certainly can't complain.
When Cody was sending me photos before we went up last April, he sent me 2 photos of the stag I ended up shooting. And I'm like, I was sending him messages like, if I shoot something half that size, I'll be freaking stoked. And then, he was just in the same area and it happened to work out. So if you're seeing stags and people sending you photos, there's a good chance those deer are still in the areas.
Well, it just depends on how pressured or unpressured they are as well, because if they start to run rings around an area, bloke like John that's always surveying his area, he knows where they are, where they're better on this kind of weather versus this kind of weather. He was bloody whiz-bang with it. It would be like, oh, they're going to be coming out between these 2 bushes here. It's like, how can you possibly predict that? Where we're sitting in acres of land, they could be anywhere. Funnily enough, they're walking out through that gap. It's like, yep, just trust the method. There's some madness to the method, but just roll with it.
That's deer. There's no normal solution. Just when you think they're going to do one thing, they do something else, unless you've got them completely down packed, like someone like John does.
Oh, look, he's had years of experience, but from what he told me, he reckons that the rutting action we got to see this year was probably some of the best he's seen for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, wow.
But at one point there, we'd had 25 stags and 30 or 40 hinds just doing their thing, fighting, bashing each other, fucking, you name it. It was just a mass deer orgy happening in front of us, and we were about 30, 40 metres away from all of it. It was insane, really. Just wind in the right spot, making no noise, cammed up. Happy days.
Nah, that's so good. You've hunted reds in the rut. You've hunted fallow in the rut. What's it like with rooster?
For difficulty, I'd almost have to say they were easier. Like, it wasn't easy, but just because the deer numbers that are there, you're not having to put in crazy amounts of work to find them.
Yeah.
But then again, I suppose John would have done that also in the past, so he knows where it's worth going to. But again, they're a wild animal. There's no guarantee they're going to be anywhere. They're jumping fences. They're moving between properties. But there's plenty of big stags around. So I'll put it easier than reds or fallow for this year, that's for sure.
What about like the rutting activity compared to reds and fallow, like the actual roar itself and behaviours?
They weren't really responding as much to us, whereas, for instance, at Cody's block, I've in the same 10-minute period, I've been roaring at reds and croaking at fallow and getting calls back, and they're running towards you and whatnot. But I don't know. I think they were pretty choked up by the pussy, so they're roaring.
There's cats up there too. What?
Settle down, pussy slayer. So they just get their noses up and start chasing onto those. So they weren't crazy active in that instance, but yeah, they were just fucking like mad.
What's the roar, the actual noise compared to red's roaring? Like?
It's kind of like a red, but without the cackle on the end of it is probably the easiest way of putting it.
Yeah.
It's just a
okay. Yeah.
There's no on the tail end of it. Like, it's not a great roar, but, I'm also not going to scream into the microphone for you in your shed at night time and in the middle of suburbia. Yeah. There
is a walking trail next door. Someone just hears 2 guys with a mic and one's making weird sounds.
There's already enough judgment in the space of dudes in their 30s recording podcasts. So,
Yeah, it's the new thing. Well, not new thing. It's been going for a while, but
we are the face of diversity, not controversy.
So yeah, you brought your biggest stag along. You dropped your banana head off at the taxidermist. Why is that?
Oh, so you take your deer heads to the taxidermist and they'll stuff them and put them on a form.
Stuff them, eh?
Yeah, and put the skin back on it and they glue it all together and paint them up, and then you got something you can put on the wall and show it off. So yeah, that's why I dropped it at the taxidermist.
Smart ass. No, why'd you drop your banana stag off compared to your bigger stag?
So everyone was telling me to use the cape from banana on the bigger boy because he's a few inches longer and a bit more weight, a bit more widespread but I mounted all my first animals. So it kind of just made sense. Keep the same set of antlers and same cape with him, and then hopefully pre-rut next year be able to find a good cape for him, and then I'll get him done as a roaring mount.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
I was watching him chasing hinds with his head and antlers back, nose sticking out, head up the arse for the one in front, just chasing him in the bushes, all giddy. Just something funny to watch. So, yeah, I'd love to get him done as a raw or something like that. I had an idea that if I had a small space to put them in, of getting the arse end of a hind, just having the arse end mounted to one wall and then the head and shoulders mounted to the other of the stag, so it looks like it's chasing. I think that'd look pretty funny, but kind of only working like a hallway or something.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen people put the arse end of whitetail on their front doors and have the doorbell like as the arsehole, which is hilarious.
I suppose with how many sets of deer nuts are thrown at people, I suppose having that as like a soap dispenser would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's funny that. So I took Brad, Gary, and a couple guys from work up to do some butchering and slaughtering on a farm, and it was a couple of pen deer he wanted killed, and a sheep and a goat, and he wanted to learn how to do it. So I said, yeah, I'll do it, but can I bring some help and some guys that want to watch and learn how to do it? And yeah, just when you're there butchering, it's just got to the sheep and the goat, and you the goat's dick, and you just give it a flick and it just wraps around and stuff. Like when I worked at the abattoirs, you'd be working and then next minute you've got one wrapped around your face and it's just like stuck to your hair net and your earmuffs wrapped around your head.
You just confirm that this has been removed from the animal that's dead.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It's like you'd flicking the nutsack at people. It's the exact same thing, and I did the exact same thing to the guys from work while we were butchering these ones. It's just like...
Well, so far, John's the only one that I haven't done it to, because, you know, I'd shot the stag on the second morning and I was still, you know, trying to work out what sort of a prankster and whatnot that he is. And by the end of the trip, I'd worked out that it would have been quite funny. So, missed opportunity, but I'm sure there'll be another
next
one.
Time. Yeah. So good. So, yeah, we were talking about your Chiddle earlier. You took that up to Queensland. When was that? Late last year.
Took it to Queensland. Oh, no, I took that to Glen Innes. Brian Anderson mounted that one for me. So I picked that up, and Richard's hog deer, and he'd also done some repair work on a pronghorn and a whitetail for Richie as well. So, yeah, dropped off a fair bit and picked all of those up at the very end of last year, and, yeah, that's all home now and looking sexy. I should have brought it. I don't think you've seen it since it's mounted yet.
No, I did have seen the head at your house, but not the taxidermied head, no.
Yeah, no, he's done a bloody good job of it. It's it looks serious. Like, you can look at taxidermy and some of it can look, you know, pretty bodged. Some of it looks really pretty. Like, for instance, another one of our mates has shot a Chiddle that's, you know, it's a little smaller, but it's considerably prettier. Like, it looks at it and it's like, that's a fucking pretty deer. Whereas mine has like a very, like, it's a serious deer.
Say something funny, I'll stab you.
Yeah. Whereas the other ones are like, come here, kiss me on the lips.
Not as pretty as your fellow you took to the pub that night.
Oh, it was a pretty dog act getting punched in the head, but, you know, that's get that on the big jobs.
Yes, that was a strange night, that one, after taking the deer head to the pub. But yeah, so you took them and you stopped into Cody's up there and did some more pest control on the way back.
Yeah, I shot what did I shoot that trip? That was the shed fallow. So yeah, he had maggots growing in his coronets where he'd shed out from. So
yeah, wow. Crazy.
Yeah, did him a favour, but yeah, that was that's on his YouTube as well. You see me miss a sitting headshot at about 60 metres of the PRC and then take two shots on the run, stack them on top of each other in vitals, and yeah, he falls over pretty hard. But most importantly, we're wearing all the things you can't hunt in, so blues and lots of skin exposed and, you know, too much ankle for my Arab wife and all that sort of stuff going on with the Crocs that I was wearing. But yeah, still finding deer, shooting deer, so... People that tell you about colours and smells and whatnot, as long as the wind's in your face, you can kind of get away with a lot.
Oh, that you can. It just helps the overall with it, break an outline. No one says you can't kill a deer in that stuff.
Look, I've heard all sorts of you can't have this colour, you can't have that colour, you got to have this breed of camo, you got to have that gear. It's like, you don't. Run what you brung. A pair of Dunlop volleys, a pair of footy shorts, a random singlet. Just get out, get about. Have fun.
Lots of animals have died in it, but there's also comfortable stuff. It's like I get shit for wearing my camo out spotlighting, but it's because that's for that I'm happy getting bloody and stinky.
So many people think it's stupid because it's like, why would you need to wear it? But yeah, if you're going to get blood on clothes, it's like the clothes that generally get blood covered all over them anyways are probably a good choice to do that with.
Yeah, Gary always ends up going to BCF buying a brand new shirt before we go out on a trip, and by the end of it, it's all stained and horrible from all the blood and shit on it.
So I don't have nice clothes anymore. I have to buy them for events because it starts off as nice clothes, but then you go to an event and someone's car breaks or some shit, and then it's like, oh yep, sleeves are getting rolled up, and then that nice white shirt is now a nice stained white shirt. Give up on it. So. Yeah.
Speaking of cars breaking, you had a hell of a eventful start to your trip up to New South Wales.
I'm going to need a drink for this.
Hang on, he's just pulling up his chair and going to the drinks fridge right behind him. Oh, no, can't reach with the headphones on. I'll have another one while you're there. Cheers. But the suspense is building up.
The suspension's building up. So, the mighty Chilux. Well, we've had 3 years of pretty well zero mechanical sympathy, zero issues, and the night before leaving for my Rooster trip, I'm like, I deserve some KFC. So
I drove past you just before that too, I reckon, the day before.
Yeah, that evening.
That evening, the day before.
Something like that, yeah. But anyways, gone there, got my dirty bird, turned back into my street, and my car just bangs and then slides and then crashes, followed by an almighty wallop of a pit lid flying into the side of my tub and my door, followed by a whole bunch of grinding and crunching and a tyre popping. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened there? Jump out, walk around, realise that the centre pin on my diff, well, with the centre pin that holds the leaf spring pack together, that has snapped. The whole leaf pack has just exploded. The diff has slid back. It's popped a tyre, destroyed the tub, destroyed the side of the car, put it into a gutter and thrown a pit lid into the car. So this was all hours before I was meant to be leaving. So, yeah, we had to do some questionable mechanics to get that one sorted. I had to put a ratchet strap around the diff to hold it together to be able to reverse backwards the entire way home because it's the only way the car would drive. So I got that in the driveway and, about 1 o'clock in the morning, had it on jacks, ripped out the diff, realised that I'd mangled both sides suspension in the process and destroyed the tyres. So, fuck, what do I do? On the phone to one of my mates, he's ordering me tyres. Got on the phone to another mate first thing in the morning. He got me all brand new Dobinson suspension ordered. So commandeered a little Suzuki, burned down, grabbed all the bits and pieces, raced home, had a mate come round. We threw all brand new suspension in the back end of the car. Then drove it on a couple of dodgy tyres to my mate's tyre shop, which he fitted up at about 7 o'clock on the Friday night and got me on my way from there. But I was on Marketplace looking at Mazda 3s and all sorts of little buzz boxes because I was adamant that one way or another I was making it across to New South Wales. So I was not far off of just buying a shit box to run it because I've got another 4B. I got my Patrol, which I've just taken home, ripped all the interior out of, ripped all the doors off of because I'm about to chop it. So I couldn't have the option to drive that because it has no lights, no doors, no windows. It's effectively a project. So, yeah, shot myself in the foot there. Almost missed out on my trip, but pulled through from a group of good mates and, got myself back on the road. So that was a pretty stressful 24 hours. And my KFC went fucking cold too. So,
honestly, though, what'd you get, burger or just chicken?
Well, some would say I'm a bit of a fat cunt, but I had a Zinger Stacker box and extra chicken and extra nuggets and all sorts, but I often share them with the dog, so...
It's a well-fed dog.
I pretty much just ate my chips in my sorrow while waiting for a friend to bring me a car just so I could go get my jack and my tools, but, the rest of it got reheated and, it just wasn't right.
I do have to say, KFC chicken in the fridge and then eating it cold the next morning, that's so much better than it's warm.
Oh, then just warm? I was going to say, then fresh KFC is elite. But, yeah, if it's just warm and it's a bit meh, then yes, after it's gone cold again and come back up, it's not bad.
Nah, eating it cold, not even warming it back up, straight out the fridge. Nah, soaks up all the juices.
Get yourself an oven that's got an air fryer function.
Or just an air fryer.
Nah, it's different. It's different. Trust me. Just trying to get an upsale on an electrical job.
I think you'll have enough upsells on this house by the time we're done with it for electrical work.
Well, I can't wait to put a heater and an aircon out here because, yeah, it'll be quite nice in both summer and winter if this had some climate control.
Yeah, it's got like I've mentioned on the last few podcasts I've recorded, the only reason the roller door's open now is because I was too lazy to shut it. But when I'm doing Teams podcasts, if I shut that roller door, I get no internet. So there's been some below zero nights I've been sitting in here freezing my ass off doing podcasts. I've got like 3 jumpers on, gloves, a beanie.
Yeah, that just sounds like poor forming.
Yeah. Oh, if I wasn't such a tight ass, I'd go get a gas heater. But
just get your jet boil. Just set that up under your feet.
Yeah, just heat some water up. Full spa mode.
Cook you alive.
So we got Vic coming up. What's your expectations of Samba Camp?
All right, so expectations. So you're probably going to lose something. Gary's going to fall over and hurt themselves. Callum's going to get sick of my jokes until he's had enough beers. I'm going to shoot a massive samba. And yeah, that's probably how that's going to go.
It's going to go pretty close. Gary's track record recently with losing stuff.
Wait, he has records at the track?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to see him being a track runner, but he's...
I suppose, equal opportunity for everyone at the Special Olympics.
He can't defend himself, but he is a qualified PT.
Potential trainee.
And a chef. You see which side's more rubbed off, but... I know you won't listen to this, Gary.
Why are we talking about him rubbing off then? That's getting real weird.
But yeah, there's definitely going to be stuff lost there. Whether it's an O-light or a set of keys, we'll see.
Just dignity even.
Yeah, no, there will be plenty of that. Gary can't walk very well at the moment. He looks like you at the start of the year.
Also, put a bit of weight on.
Just a bit. Sorry, Gary. Can't defend yourself again. I'm going to have to tell you to listen to this episode tomorrow because this episode is coming out tomorrow.
Oh, it's going to be fresh off the press.
Beautiful. Yeah, fresh off the press. I had to cancel one last week and then I just couldn't reschedule it in time. I had the man flu.
I'm a pity podcast.
You are, but it's well overdue.
Oh, well.
He just walked out. He's just left. Haydog has left the building.
Nah, I had something funny to say, but, I don't want to get HCP cancelled.
Yeah, so Samba Dia Camp expectations is finding some good stags. I've only seen one okay-ish stag there, and we could only see the tips of his antlers because his head was tilted back and he was sneaking away from us.
Well, ideally, doesn't have to be a gigantic record breaker thing, but something in the 20s region would be nice to get on the board because in a perfect world, I'll be finishing my slam on a hoggy next year. So if we can tick Samba off this year, then I should be set. You're
very fussy with what your expectation is for your slam. You have shot a red, but you don't count it.
It was a spiky. It was in velvet. It was a wonky donkey. Everything else I've shot a stag.
I count my first rooster and look at him.
Crickets.
Yeah. I count him. I lost 2 big stags getting him, so it was a pity stag, but...
Yeah, you need to pump those rookie numbers up.
I'll get there.
If not, just take my 308. It clearly works.
I thought you were about to say take your 30-incher. I'm like, yeah, no, he can stay here.
Oh, it's got Haydog engraved in it, so, it's not like it's going to go missing.
But yeah, Samba Camp's always a blast. We will be hitting the fish farm up again this year to get some more fresh Atlantic salmon, which last year was an absolute blast. It was so funny. Catching salmon on 12-foot bamboo poles with a hook and a bit of burley.
We're going fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick. I didn't know about that.
With the crew we have, it's going to be more tears of laughter than anything. Last year it took us about 30 minutes to hook the first fish, and at the end we're just screaming at the pond.
Yeah, that's kind of similar to what happened last week. We decided to go out for a fish, and usually like Tassie Devils seem to work pretty well for trout and murray cod, but just this day they weren't. So I tried a few different types and gave up on that. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to throw a little saltwater white metal bait fish on and just see what it does. First cast, and he fucking smashed it. But yeah, it was a good like mid-60 size cod that just smashed it and didn't really put up much of a fight. Jumped out of the water on the final retrieval, so that was kind of cool to look at. And yeah, had him out of the water for like all of 45 seconds, just got the hook out of him and put him back on his way. But yeah, there was a few, I wouldn't say they were tears, but I think Cody was a little disappointed because it was the only hookup we'd had for a couple of days worth of fishing. We'd gone out to a few different spots, and yeah, the only thing that got landed was that cod. So
we came to the general consensus last year that the way to get them is here, fishy, fishy, fish, fish, and just screaming. Well, not us, but Callum.
Well, it's like I've been in a duck calling competition once in my life.
Yeah, duck.
Fucking here, duck. Wank. But apparently no one takes that real seriously.
No. That happened at the last duck night we went to, and yeah, got crickets.
Yeah, I would have given him first place. That's like a wooden spoon award for sure.
But yeah, it's that fish farm was good fun. There was a lady that we ran into. I can't remember if we did a podcast on this or not. I think we ran out of time and didn't actually do a podcast last camp. But there was because they cater for all sorts. It's like a family place, and this NDIS lady, putting it the best way as possible, but she's gone there fishing, and apparently she's a regular there, and she's there with her carer for the day, and the carer didn't like handling fish, but neither did the lady that was there with her. So they caught a couple of fish, and all we could hear right fishing next to us was fish, fish. So both of them are dry reaching, trying to unhook this fish, and me, Brad, Gary, and Callum are trying so hard not to laugh. And we've gone and unhooked the fish for him, and then she casts again, catches another one, and just again, as soon as she starts touching it, fish, fish.
Seems like the definition of insanity.
And yeah, we got chatting to the guys afterwards at the farm, and they're like, yeah, she's a regular. She comes here, once a week, once every couple of weeks, and catches a few fish. NDIS pay for it all.
Just for her to gag on the smell and touch of the fish.
They fillet it all, like you pay for them to fillet it and clean them up, and she takes them home for her mum. But yeah, apparently that's every couple of weeks she's there, and all they can hear the whole time is fish, fish.
Well, surely we won't have to pay for filleting because we got the abattoir with us.
No, I'm a butcher when it comes to filleting.
Yeah, that's what we're after. A butchery skills.
I haven't played with Atlantic salmon too much, but yeah, the last year in Samba Camp, just for lunch, just cooking Atlantic salmon fillets over like cast iron, butter, lemon, salt. It was unreal.
Yeah, just need a little bit more salt.
Lots of salt.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Cooked in a bit of yellow mother juice and melted caramel koala on top.
I'll tell you what, cooking in this would be pretty good. We're drinking some Beanley, I believe is how that's pronounced.
Yeah,
rum
Beanley.
distillery, hard pineapple crush. Sounds a bit gay, but, it's the equivalent of a solo, but pineapple is pretty good.
They do a hard orange as well, and they do a hard passion fruit, and both of them go down extremely well. But yeah, this has been my new favourite rum.
Dean.
But yeah, it goes down too well, especially being a white rum. It's really nice.
White is right.
Well, I'll have to get a carton for Sambar Camp for sure of this stuff. I might get the mixed carton. So it's got do you like Pasito, the soft drink? I know you can't have too much, but...
Oh, I can have a cutler and then just shoot up for the rest.
See, that's the good thing about you is you can shoot up after having it. Well, Gary, last year he had a full diabetic episode.
Well, this is a diabetic episode.
It is. Again, don't do my blood sugar again like previous.
Look, that would be funny for a follow-up. I just don't have any clean lead sits here. And yeah, that's how I'll get AIDS from you, by sharing needles. So yeah, we won't do that tonight, but maybe while we're away.
Yes. But yeah, Sambar Camp's fun. You're set on only taking a stag, or you're going to take a hind?
Oh, look, I'd like to get a stag, because if I can tick that one off, then, yeah, again, we're one close to the slam, but I won't say no.
They're called brown ghosts for a reason. We've seen, a couple of stags. Gary missed one last year. Typical.
Sounding like a common theme that you guys have got going on.
Yeah, there's missed, lost. That's hunting.
But that's all right. That's why I'm representing SA for this team.
Yeah.
We'll pump those rookie numbers up.
Yeah, there's some good spots. Callum will show you around. You're getting there a day or so before me. So there's some good spots you'll be able to have a suss before Cow gets there, and then I'll roll in early hours of AM one morning. Yeah,
I just need to get some potentially new binos before I get across there. Everything else in my setup's pretty well dialed now, and if I've got time to go to the range on the weekend, then I'll have a new scope on the 308 as well. So
beautiful.
Yeah, everything will be Mickey Mouse, but new tripod, new ball head arrived for the tripod today, so got that set up as well. So I've been finding a lot of interstate hunting that bipods just become useless because tall grass shooting across valleys, all sorts, you just can't really use them. So it's when a tripod kind of comes into its own effect if you can't find a good tree to perch off of, or if you got to shoot a bit further than offhand shooting can really accommodate a good ethical shot. So
yeah, I've been running the walk and stalk, and that's just that monopod walking stick with the V on it. Yep. And that's been awesome. That's what I shot my stag off of last year. But, I wish I had it in Rooster Camp. I dropped my bag when we made the stalk, and I didn't grab the monopod out, and I stalked in, and being on the bipod, the grass was taller, so I was shooting through long grass.
Oh, it's such a pain. There's times when you got your mate that's just kneeling next to you or something, and they're like, oh, it's right there, and it's like you're just sitting that little bit too low. That's like, oh, I can't see it, and then you stick your head up off the rifle. It's like, oh, yep, there it is, and you get behind the rifle and you can't see it again. It's like, for fuck's sake, that's where just that bit of extra elevation is kind of comes in clutch.
And it's better than doing the old shooting off your mate's shoulder as well.
Done that a few times, yeah. Get them to do the old downward facing dog, and you got something solid that you can stick your rifle into. Clench.
But yeah, it's good. It's good fun. The last 2 years, we've seen solid numbers of fallows, solid numbers of red, and solid sambar numbers as well. So
I don't really care about the first two. It's a sambar trip. I want to see sambars.
Yeah, you'll see plenty of both, hopefully. The gully I shot my stag in last year, we had the two sambar below us. We had about 20 reds feeding above them, and then we had like 4 or 5 fallow behind us in the same little gully, which was pretty cool.
Might just have to take a bigger mag then.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be good fun. Should be a good laugh. There'll be.
Oh, hunting with me is like it just ends up becoming a comedy special and a half. So
yeah, that's what I'm worried about. You and Cow together. It's gonna be some good laughs happening because you're both on the same level.
Special.
Yes.
You're allowed to say it. It's fine.
All the best ways possible.
Just a pest.
Wish Cody was coming, and Cody, if you're listening to this tomorrow morning, you suck. You should be there. But we'll make it happen at another time.
Yeah, get your cruiser down there.
Well, both Codys. We're trying to get both Codys in camp, which would have been
that
fun.
Still works. But get your cruisers down there.
Yeah, one's on blocks at the moment. She's not going far at all.
Should have bought a patrol.
That's it. That's been the common consensus lately in my friend group. Everyone's buying patrols.
Nah, Cody's, get your asses down there.
Next year we'll make it happen, and that will be
next week.
Next week. I've tried. One of them's got his kid's birthday. He's just too busy.
Bring the kid along. Birthday hunt. Done.
You'll be uncle again.
Look, I'm a problem solver. We're here for results, not excuses.
We tried. We'll make a big camp one day. Eventually, we need to find a goat property somewhere like in between us, a goat or a pig property, so it's not a 14-hour straight drive.
It's really not that
Either
bad.
way.
It's like a day trip.
It is when you've worked all day and then you drive.
I've done that a few times.
I know.
It's fine.
But you were redlining when you pulled up, like I was when we pulled up in Bathurst.
See, that was only because I'd fucked up that trip and I hadn't turned onto the mid-highway. I'd continued through to bloody Forbes and then through Orange and took an hour and a half detour.
Yeah, that's right. We're watching your maps and we're like, hang on, why is he there?
Yeah, everyone thought that I was pulling up in Orange to go...
see a friend.
Yeah, go do some servicing of sorts. But no, I was just following GPS, but I didn't have Siri on loud mode. It was just on camera detection, like tell you to slow down or there's a crash or whatever. So, yeah, she didn't tell me to turn right in a kilometre, so I didn't turn right.
On your recent trips, have you done any midnight sessions through the Hay Plains? Because last time we drove up, there was just freaking cats everywhere.
See, cats have never been an issue for me on the drives. It's been red kangaroos, as I discovered at the very start of the year. I would have written my ute off if I didn't have a fucking bull bar on it, and it's still to this day like half pushed in and damaged because I'm waiting for my welder mate to sort that one out for me. But yeah, I rarely see cats on my drives. There was a fair few foxes on the last trip, but yeah, it's usually just roos. But I avoided that area at night time, both on the way there and on the way back, because it's only that one section between Hay and Gulgowie that gets me. Everywhere else is pretty good.
Speaking of car issues, you've had not every time you go to Cody's, but nearly every time something's happened. You had a big log go up between the tyre one of the first trips up there and smash all your guard up.
Did I?
You reversed over a log and it's flicked up.
Oh, no. That was in Queensland. I was in the Glass House Mountains. Yeah, that was before I had my bull bar on.
But you were heading to Cody's.
Afterwards, yeah, I was heading back to Cody's after the Queensland trip. But yeah, no, I'd gone forward driving and I'd run over a gigantic down tree that was there. But the grass was like 3 foot high around it. But this tree was about 2.5 foot high, but completely hidden in the grass. So yeah, as I'm reversing, it's just caught the inside of the bumper, ripped that clean off the ute. But yeah, she's pretty well got a dent, a scratch, or something missing on every panel now, from whether it's roos, sticks, trees, Gary's piss poor spotting abilities when doing river crossing, kangaroos, if I didn't mention them. Kangaroos, if I didn't mention them. Oh, yeah,
that's right. When we're out spotlighting, you did that creek crossing and almost ripped the bumper off.
Yeah, we had Gary in the back of the spotlight. Yep, you clear, you click. Stop. Fucking bit late now.
Oh, I completely forgot about that night. But it was a good laugh.
Nah, it's good because now that ute's damaged, it's kind of like it'll just get sent everywhere and kind of been what I've been doing to it the last year. It's kind of nice when they get to that point. It's like...
It's not a princess rig anymore.
It's a tool. It gets used. It gets abashed. It's a good bus.
It is. It looks tidy and it's... Yeah,
goes everywhere. It's got electronic everything. You can get a cold ass in the middle of winter and just 10 heated seats on, dries all your wet clothes out. It's pretty good for a bloody Chilux.
That's it. Speaking of, we got Victoria coming up, Samba trip. What else is on the cards over the next year?
Well, obviously going back to Chase Reds again, start of next year, and then Hog Deer trip in May.
Awesome.
So fingers crossed that we both clean up something there. If not, I'll be sitting on the back burner because Cody's got to get his hoggy, so that's going to be priority for that trip.
Yeah, that's his last species. So
I can always go back for another one at another point. But Matty's already said that time of year, if we clean up hog deer in the right time, that if duck season's open, we can go take some ducks on his private block as well. So
beautiful.
It'd be a bit of fun.
That would be awesome fun. It'd be, and knowing Cody, he'll make some nice videos of it, so that'd be even better.
Yeah, always got to make some videos and some stupid commentaries and me talking shit, because that's my specialty.
Thanks for coming on, man. We'll pick up this conversation in 2 weeks' time around the fire, I reckon.
Yeah, get on the mic again, talk some shit. I'm sure we'll be a little more hydrated by that point as well. So
yeah, you'll have the three boys talking, because every 15 minutes I'll be heading to the bushes for a piss.
That's why you got to wrap it up now, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm getting that way.
Little pregnant bladders catching up with you.
Plus, I have to edit too, because had to bail on a podcast and just got to reorganize it because the man flu fucking wiped me out for a week. It takes you out.
Yeah, it does. It's worse than pregnancy pains. You heard it here first.
We need to get a cure for man flu.
Steak and blowjobs.
Lots of rum.
Look, just because it might not work, but hey, someone's going to be willing to take one for the team.
Anyway, guys, we'll chat in a couple of weeks, and you'll hopefully hear Haydog talking about a big sambar stag he's lost, and hopefully not me losing another set of keys.
Well, on that note, keep it moist.
Catch you later. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Hunting Connection Podcast. We hope you've enjoyed our discussions and gained valuable insights into the world of hunting, fishing, and the outdoors. To stay connected with us and never miss out on an update, please be sure to follow us on social media, all at Hunting Connection Podcast. We appreciate your support and would love for you to share the podcast with your friends and family. Don't forget to tag us in your hunting photos on social media and let us know about your experiences. Your feedback is invaluable to us, so please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Together, we continue growing and delivering more captivating episodes for all hunting enthusiasts. Stay connected, stay informed, and keep pursuing your passion for the hunt. Until next time, happy hunting.